everybody! We have a new World of Warcraft update on the horizon, coming to the PTR tomorrow, October 31st, Halloween. This update is going to bring us to the new island, Siren Isle. They have a brief blog post here telling us about some of the stuff that's going to be in it, and a YouTube video giving us a little bit more of the details of it, mostly an overview of what's going to be on the Isle. A lot of the details I'll come back to you whenever we hit the PTR tomorrow. To start us off, I'm going to be going through a little bit of this video. I've already watched it before. I'm mostly just going to be skipping around to the specific sections that I want to show you guys. This video is on World of Warcraft's YouTube channel. If you want to watch the full thing, please go through it there. This will not be a great viewing experience for those of you trying to watch this full video, right? With this shot here, we do have a bit of a preview of the island. The island looks like it's going to be pretty small when going through this video. I know Mr. GM found an old point where it was in the BFA files and never used, and on that map it looked pretty small to me. Not as big as the Forbidden Reach was, which I'm going to be referencing Forbidden Reach as we go throughout this video and throughout the details of this blog post. It's pretty evident that there's a lot of parallels between this and the Forbidden Reach patch. So if we look around here, this island appears to be, it used to be a Kultiran mining outpost for Azerite back during the Fourth War, and everything is empty. So this shot's a good representation of like a little small little storehouse, which all the grain is spilled on the ground. Here's a good overshot of part of this Azerite mine. It appears as if like some sort of massive explosion happened. And here on this island, we find there's going to be 3 different factions of enemies which rotate out on a weekly basis. These are going to be the Naga, there's the Bloodwake of Vrykul, and pirates. Looks like probably some sort of Bloodsail Buccaneers offshoot here. And there's going to be a temple here where there appears to be this crystal glowing, which has been sent this message, which is why we're here in the first place. I think, to me, it's pointing towards probably going to be the top of Belladar. We have the Arathi, the Earthen, and the Goblins all here for their own specific desires. They mentioned there's going to be these storms. So these are going to be, I would assume, some sort of periodic event that happens on the island, which brings in some enemies coming in on different parts of it. And there's going to be these tools, is what they refer to it pretty specifically in the video. Think of these as like power-ups. Like I saw there was a mech suit. There was those little mines which walk around and you can aim them at a big, powerful enemy to destroy them. Yeah, these crawler mines. Another screen I want to set on for a second is this one, which this is contributing to these major excavations, which you see you contribute Flame Blessed Iron. This is going to be a new currency tied to this patch. This Flame Blessed Iron will be how you interact with everything for this event. It's how you're going to be able to buy those cosmetic purchases and some player power rewards we'll get to here in a minute. For this section specifically, you donate this Flame Blessed Iron in a group type of contribution method, similar to how the Broken Shore stuff back in Legion worked, where, you know, everyone musters together their resources to activate the different things. This is going to be activating this. There's going to be 3 bosses, 1 for each path, and whenever it's activated, the boss will be made available for us to attack and get some sort of loot from it. It looks like that may change based on either day-to-day or how many times you've done it. As you see, for the first event, that's a blue quality, where the other 2 are purple quality, probably indicating some sort of like just a generic resource chest versus something that might actually contain loot for you. Another thing is, I don't know if there will be a reputation tied to this, but seeing the 3 different bits like this makes me think that there might, which I hope there's not 3 different reps to grind in this patch. That would feel a bit much. So this is going to be Cersei Ciret. This is going to be a new ring that whenever you equip it, you'll actually see it on your character, as you see in this model. There'll be gems that we use to power it up. They described it as very powerful, helping with the current season, and even into the beginning of the next season in 11.1 as well. I hope that this is something that goes well. The number one thing I personally want from it is for it to not be the same disaster it was for your bags, because if we call back to 10.0.7 where they had the Onyx Amulet, that took up so much bag space collecting all those gems. And at least for me, it really dampened some of the feelings I had about that patch, where I was really excited and then it was just a consistent chore to have to deal with managing that space. Something I always hope for is they do more UI based implementation of these different power ups. So essentially, like, maybe whenever you're collecting things for the gems, it's like learning a thing you can swap to, such as, like, not to call back on it, but like the conduits from Shadowlands, where you swapped between them as opposed to having to keep them in your inventory, right? I'm not exactly optimistic about that. As we saw with Mists of Pandaria, they went with a, like, you got to keep all the gems in your bag. Hope that this is different from that. And by Mists of Pandaria, I mean the remix event. They also tease some of the rewards here. This is a specific thing I want to highlight, because this beautiful, like, Stormcrow mount is something that's been data mined for years at this point. I believe it first showed up in the files around the end of Mists. Here's some more overshots of this island. As you can see, it does appear to be pretty small. Like, this is the main mine area here. I hope that it's not too crowded. So here's a small little offshoot here, a little creepy area. One of the hidden caves where I think one of the bosses is going to be. And then another main shot of the island. This is used a lot, so this makes me think that it is truthfully a very small island, and I hope that isn't an issue. But, I remain relatively optimistic. I think I've been through everything I want to with that video, so I'm going to go ahead and go through the blog post real quick here. Answer the call of the Siren Isle. They reference the new currency, the Flame Blessed Iron, which is going to be used for mounts, pets, gear, and transmogs, as well as for the new ring, the Cersei Ciret. I hope that having the same currency for both isn't going to be an issue, although it is nice to only have one currency in this patch. I hope it stays like that. I know there have been some comments of some more angrier people on the forums and the subreddits where they're getting a bit of currency fatigue. And here they do reference the Stormcrow mount. It looks like it's going to be called Thrayer Eyes of the Siren. The rest of it's just all right here. I'm just going to give you the very brief layout of it. Plunderstorm's coming back, guys. It's coming back early 2025 in the same zone in the Arathi Highlands. We're going to be coming back. It says there's going to be new and returning rewards, and they mentioned the Plunderstorm. So I would assume it's going to be, instead of a reputation renown bar like we had last time, we just get the currency, and then there will be a store similar to the trading post that we buy stuff from with this account-wide currency, would be my guess of the implementation. We'll have to see in early 2025 what exactly that is. There's these two quest lines which are coming down the pipe. We have one which is a bit of an epilogue, showing us what's going to happen with the Kirin Tor, because obviously Dalaran is now gone, and since that was their home, they're gonna have to decide what they do from now on. I'm curious as to what they're going to do. I don't have any specific guesses or speculation as to what that might be. I haven't seen any strong foreshadowing for that, but maybe I'm just missing it. The other questline is going to be a prologue for the 11.1 campaign. I'm going to be curious what that is. It says uncover a familiar face in the darkness. So that makes me think character we've seen before, but not in the War Within. So there's been a lot of speculation with the data mine files that it's going to be goblins. So I would not be surprised at all to see Galliwix return and be a boss in that raid. The last two bits on here, the Turbulent Timeways return. This was an event which I believe last time it was up, it lasted 8 weeks, and you had to complete, do X amount of time walking dungeons a week. And if you did that for 6 weeks, you got the mount that was tied to that event. It's coming back, this time with a new mount, and it says doing it each week earn heroic rewards. I would honestly assume that they are referring to hero track gear at this point, because with it, it's going to be the last patch of this season. That would seem appropriate to me, at least, for them to do that heroic gear there. And I do hope that we don't get kind of fatigued of time walking, because we're going to have time walking is currently active and going to be active until the end of this event. And then we're going to have what will probably be 2 months of time walking again. So hopefully it doesn't get too repetitive. I love seeing time walking more. And maybe this is us just getting closer to a new normal where time walking might be active like every week, which I don't think I would mind, especially since they are adding in so many different expansions into this rotation week where it might not be 2 or 3 months until you see the same exact time walking week pop up again. And the last part, it's very small, but I'm very excited for it. Arathi ear customizations for human and Kultiran. So this is going to be those pointed ear options that we saw data mined earlier in the year prior to the War Within coming out. I wonder if this is just going to be new options straight up, or if there's like a small quest you have to do first. I like when they tie these to actual quests because I think it's important to have a strong tie between your world and the systems. And those are the ones, and those that have those ties are the ones I enjoy more, as opposed to the systems which are disconnected from the world. Altogether, I think this patch looks really good. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Feel free to like, subscribe, all the buttons that all the social media gods want. If you want more content like this, let me know. If there's any other specific content you guys are looking for, if there's specific guides that you or questions that you need answered, let me know, and I'll see if I can put some together for you. Thank you all for watching. You have a wonderful day.